January 18th is a date where history pivots, across oceans, across empires, across technology, and across civil rights. A European ship reaches Hawaii. An empire is proclaimed in a palace built to glorify power. World leaders gather to redraw borders after World War I. And in the modern era, barriers break, on the ice and across the United States. This is history in context. Here's what happened on this day, January 18th.
On January 18, 1778, English navigator Captain James Cook became the first known European to reach the Hawaiian Islands, sighting land as his expedition sailed past. Cook would call them the Sandwich Islands, a name honoring the Earl of Sandwich, a major political patron of the era.
Here's the context. Discovery in European terms didn't mean the islands were unknown. Polynesians had built thriving societies there long before any European sail appeared on the horizon.
January 18th marks the beginning of a new, disruptive chapter, one that would link Hawaii to expanding global trade, imperial competition, and eventually, profound political change. On January 18, 1871, Wilhelm I of Prussia was proclaimed German emperor, not in Berlin, but in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles.
That location was not accidental. Versailles was a symbol of French prestige. Declaring a new German empire there, after France's defeat in the Franco-Prussian War, was political theater with consequences.
German unification reshaped the balance of power in Europe, and the shockwaves from that new balance would echo for decades. On January 18, 1919, the Paris Peace Conference formally opened. Leaders from the victorious Allied powers gathered to determine the peace terms after World War I, negotiations that would produce multiple treaties, including the most famous, the Treaty of Versailles.
Context matters here. This wasn't just ending a war. It was redesigning borders, assigning blame, and trying to prevent the next catastrophe, while carrying deep national trauma into the negotiating room.
The conference aimed to secure peace, but many of its outcomes would become fuel for future conflict. On January 18, 1896, H.L. Smith is widely credited in On This Day records with giving an early public demonstration of an X-ray machine, shortly after X-rays were announced to the world.
Whether in lecture halls, labs, or public exhibitions, the point is this. X-rays moved from discovery to real-world impact at remarkable speed, changing medicine by letting doctors see inside the body without surgery.
On January 18, 1911, pilot Eugene B. Ely landed a Curtiss aircraft on a platform built atop the USS Pennsylvania in San Francisco Bay, the first successful shipboard landing of an aircraft.
That experiment proved something revolutionary. Air power could travel with naval power. It's a straight line from this moment to the aircraft carrier era.
On January 18, 1958, Willie O'Ree debuted for the Boston Bruins, becoming the first black player in NHL history.
It's one of those milestones that's bigger than a box score, because representation in elite sports shapes who feels welcome to dream in the first place.
On January 18, 1993, Martin Luther King Jr. Day was observed in all 50 U.S. states for the first time.
The context, the holiday existed nationally, but state-level observance took years of political struggle. January 18, 1993 marks a major turning point toward nationwide recognition.
On January 18, 2002, Sierra Leone's government declared the civil war officially over, ending an 11-year conflict marked by extreme brutality and the international blood diamonds trade.
It's a reminder that war ends on a date, but recovery is a process measured in generations.
Also on January 18th, A. Milne, creator of Winnie the Pooh, was born in 1882. Cary Grant was born in 1904, becoming one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men. Kevin Costner was born in 1955, later winning acclaim as an actor and director. And on January 18, 1862, former U.S. President John Tyler died in Richmond, Virginia.
January 18th shows how history moves. By exploration, by political symbolism, by negotiation, by technology, and by the steady work of breaking barriers. If you want daily history with the why it mattered, subscribe to History in Context. Question for you. Which January 18th event do you think had the biggest long-term impact, and why?